Oh, there we go. Y'all can hear me now. Y'all can hear me now. We here. We here. Let me make sure that's right. Oh, there we go. Y'all can hear me now. Yeah. I wasn't saying much. I was just handling some house rules, trying to get some stuff right. I'm making sure the phone lines is working right. Like I said, if you want to call in, you could call in live 563-999-3714. Um, if you want to donate, you could donate to the channel Progressive Action 100. Right? So yesterday I got a lot of texts, a lot of phone calls about the show, about how Richard Davis is spending money on his alleged girlfriend. People was very, very, very upset about that. And I'm going to touch a little bit more about that today. Right? Shout out to everybody. I got a whole bunch of co-producers. When y'all don't hear sound, y'all text me and things of that nature. You know, I'm happy that y'all tuning in and, you know, y'all can hit me and let me know what's going on. But for sure, like I said, the phone lines are open today. Now, there were some videos that I played yesterday. I was having some issues with that yesterday. So I got that working back right today. I got a crazy video to show you guys too about firearm incident on the train. It's pretty wild. But the first video I want to get into is I know y'all probably seen this on the internet, but I want to discuss it. Check it out.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present via Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Great. You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And he didn't have a license.
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Now, the issue with that, I don't know if y'all been following the case, but I've been following the case. The gentleman was actually in the right. His license was not suspended. His license was originally suspended back in 2022 over child support, but he made whatever payment it was. The judge in the last case lifted, made his license eligible again. And for some reason, it didn't update in the system. When you was watching that judge, he act like he had him. He said, I got him. Why are you driving, sir? You ought to turn yourself in at 6 p.m. and we gonna revoke your bail. Man, I hope that guy sued. I hope he sued. That was super embarrassing. He was taken aback like, what do you mean my license is suspended? But he was totally in the right. They forgot to update the system back from 2022. So I hope that he got that worked out. Now, there was a very important city council vote today in New York City regarding how the mayor picked people to be released. Isn't this funny how all of this stuff is coming up? They talk about the mayor and, you know, I talk about Local 100. So we're going to talk about that right now. The issue, let me read this. New York City Council votes to expand advice and consent oversight of mayoral hires over Adams' objections. The City Council voted by a wide margin Thursday to expand its ability to block top mayoral hires, teeing up another potential veto battle with Mayor Adams, whose team has sharply criticized the move as a power grab, then hamper municipal government operations. The hot button issue relates to advice and consent, the process that requires the mayor to secure the council's approval before making hires for certain top city government posts. As it currently stands, only a handful commissioner level posts, including the corporation council, need to undergo advice and consent. Now, a lot of people may not see this as being important, but how else do you curb governmental corruption when it comes to hiring people, right? ironically, and I'm not saying that that's going on with the mayor's administration, but there needs to be checks and balances regarding this. As we could see in our union, right? We have absolutely no checks and balances. The union president can release whoever he wants, right? He don't have to go through the e-board. He does not have to confer with anybody. This is how girlfriends get released. This is how sex buddies get released. This is how you trick on a union's dime, right? Because especially during this Stand United administration, we have seen people get released that does not move the needle for the membership in the least way. We've seen that plenty of times. Um, and the only way to actually check it or curb it is to put checks and balances in place. And I think that we need that in our local. We need checks and balances. I think that released people need to go through the e-board process. They need to be approved by the e-board. And they also must submit some type of resume, or there needs to be some type of reasoning for the purpose of them being released. I truly believe that, because we have certain officers being accused of being no-shows, certain officers because they having certain relationships with certain officers that they don't have to put in as much work as other people. And at the end of the day, the people who loses out of all this is us, the members. So I am not in disagreement 100% with the checks and balances that the city council is doing with the mayor, but I would say that we need this same checks and balances within our union. Now, if you guys have not been paying attention, a track worker was critically injured today after being hit by a Brooklyn F train. An MTA track worker was in the ICU Thursday morning after he was hit by a train during the overnight track inspection in Brooklyn, the Daily News has learned. The worker, who has not been identified, was in critical condition at Bellevue Hospital with injuries to his head and face after being struck by a northbound F train, transit sources told the news. He's in the fight for his life right now, said one source with knowledge of the incident. The incident happened shortly before 12:30 a.m. Thursday morning on the track south of Hoyt-Schermerhorn Station in downtown Brooklyn. The worker, part of a 4-person track inspection team, was tasked with flagging down oncoming trains to alert them to the presence of a work crew. The worker is at least the second flagger to be struck in 7 months, following the November death of track worker Hilarion Joseph, who was hit and killed while flagging on a D line in Manhattan. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, maybe you forgot, I don't know. But back in 2022, August 2022, we had a similar incident in the same general area on the F line between Hoyt-Schermerhorn and J Street, around there, where a track worker or a signal maintainer was hurt very bad, right? In this case, this track worker is critically injured, and we do send out our prayers. We must pray for him. I'm not going to release his name. I have his name. But what I would say is he have 6 years on the job. And right now he's fighting for he's in the fight for his life right now. And we must wish him a speedy recovery. Pray. Whatever you do, put positive vibes in the atmosphere. The NYPD had contacted me today, the community affairs, and they want to get in contact with the family to see how they could be of assistance to the family. So I thought that was cool. But yeah, the last time that this happened, we seen a train operator get thrown up under the bus regarding an incident similar to this in that same general area, like I said before. And the politics that goes into play when it's department against department, because Signals is MOW, they have real strong ties with management, not because they have great relationships. It's because they have the relationships that where they tell on members, they feed members to management. This is a fact, right? I've heard this from people who's on their team and things of that nature, right? This is a fact. So when you have a department like MOW against RTO, MOW will always mostly come out on top because, like I said, they got those relationships with management, right? And normally RTO would take the brunt of the hit. We get the harshest discipline, everything. Now, I would like for the NTSB to look into this area to investigate the clearance areas and access on trains and things of that nature, because it makes absolutely no sense. And another problem that we have is that the internal investigation of these incidents, the people who investigate, like some superintendents, they don't have no experience, no knowledge on how to investigate accidents. Let's be real. A lot of managers here barely know how to manage. How can we ask them to go investigate an accident such as this, right? So RTO end up taking the brunt of the hit, right? In that case that happened in 2022, the signal maintainer actually got hurt in the back of the train. And when I say the back of the train, guess what? In my opinion, anytime the train operator go past safely someone on the right of way, whether it's a track worker, a signal maintainer, no matter who it be, the train operator is no longer responsible for the safety of that track worker outside of the speed of the train. If the track worker is doing the allowable speed in the flagging territory, right, in which they want to increase the speed, if they go on the allowable speed, right, and they get past the person on the right of way safely, and the person on the right of way decides to move, whether it's a foot, 6 inches, or whatever the case is, how is the train operator accountable for that? I need someone to explain that to me. How is the train operator accountable for that? It makes absolutely no sense. No sense. So, but at the end of the day, we wish a speedy recovery to the track worker. Like I said, he's in critical condition at Bellevue Hospital. Prayers up to our injured brother, and well wishes to the family. We hope that y'all guys get him back. Oh, let's talk about the firearm on the train. I don't know if y'all seen this video. Check it out.
Chill, y'all, chill. Chill, y'all, chill. Chill, police is on the platform. Relax. Let's get up. Police is on the platform. Relax. Just chill. Yeah. They right there. Like four of them right there. Yes. Right here. Relax. Relax.
What happened? Which one? We don't turn it out.
Who has the gun? He worked.
Yo,
wait.
Give me a fucking hand.
All right. He wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't doing nothing, officer.
That scene was pretty wild. As you could see, the guy who actually had the firearm, he was showing a whole bunch of restraint, right? It seemed like he wanted to pull it out. You hear the people that was on the train say he wasn't the aggressor, the other guy was the aggressor, and things of that nature. But he showed a lot of restraint. We don't know if the gun was actually legal. I know that if he did get the gun through this new process where you could get firearms, you are not to carry it on the subway. So if that's the case, he would lose his firearm license and his privileges, and he'll probably go to jail. But he could possibly be an armed guard. He could be a correction officer. We don't know, right? We don't know what's going on there. But you know, it could have went bad. You never know who got guns on these trains. You never know, more importantly, who are you starting or picking a fight with. You don't know who you may pick in a fight with, who you may be picking a fight with, who you start in trouble with. So you got to be careful on what you're doing. I'm right there. Now, yesterday, let's get into some more news. Yesterday, I talked about congestion pricing, right? 15 billion in transit improvements in jeopardy after Hoku halts Manhattan toll plant. Now, let's be clear, and I'm going to say this time and time and time again. Congestion pricing was never a good idea. It was never a good idea under any circumstance, right? When you work for this company, this agency, and you see how they throw away money, right? You see how they throw away money. They throw away money every single day, right? We experience the bad equipment that they purchase. There's a broken rail almost every other day. It just seemed like this company or this agency is not being ran properly. And I'm gonna say this time and time again: if this is your traditional corporation, Macy's, Target, Red Lobster, they would have been filed for bankruptcy a long time ago, because the MTA is very efficient at one thing, two things: that's discipline and throwing money away. Let's not make no mistake about it. Now, I want to run through some situations to show you how they throw away money. Let's check this out. MTA, there we go right there. Money thrown away. New York City strap hangers furious after MTA unveils stunning $30 million staircase while decrepit and dirty subway endures record crime. How can you cry broke? Seriously, how can you cry broke when you able to spend $30 million on some staircases? How does that work? Right? Let's look at the busted equipment that they got, right? MTA workers say busted doors aren't the only problem with new lemon trains. Yes, the MTA bought lemon trains. The MTA removed all 298 of the R179 trains, which cost a combined $635 million from service this week out of an abundance of caution after the doors on one train partially opened between stations. They spent $635 million on the 179 trains, in which a lot of workers complain about, right? But the MTA throw away money in numerous ways. Overpriced budgets, right? MTA projects run significantly, let's be clear, run significantly over budget, right? Let's look at the expensive consultants, in which we're going to talk about. The MTA has been criticized for spending large sums of on consultants for all types of projects, sometimes paying them more than what in-house employees would cost, right? Let's talk about the inefficient procurement. There have been instances where the MTA has spent excessively on procurement, such as paying high prices for new subway cars and other equipment, often higher than what other cities pay for similar items. And let's talk about unused equipment. There have been cases where the MTA purchased equipment that was either not used or underutilized, leading to wasted resources. Let's be clear about that, people. The MTA throws away money through procurement, through buying faulty equipment, right? Having projects run over budget and taking decades to complete. This is what the MTA, this is what they're really known for. I mean, let's look at this. MTA's backward design process puts Consultants in charge adds millions of dollars in costs, insiders say. Let's look at something else. Our team, expensive experts. MTA hires 300 million consultants but opts for free L-train advice. Let's look at, let's look at something else. Yeah, so think about that. They throw all this money away for consultants. They never tap in with their employees. You think that your employees don't have the best ideas down here? Or we only good for operating our equipment, sweeping, mopping trains, operating trains, buses, fixing tracks? Is that the only thing that you may think that we're qualified for, MTA? Why would you spend all that money on all that money? Let me see what this is right here. Hold on, let me see what this is. Why would you spend all that money on trains, on consultants, when you got the best consultants in the whole system, and that's your own workers? Why? How do you guys do that? Right? How do you guys do that? And then this is the craziest thing of them all. I got to put this up here. This is the craziest thing of them all. Right now, the MTA prepared to pay $1 million for consultant to study why riders skip fares. Are you guys really that disconnected that you don't understand why people skip fares? There's multiple reasons. Maybe they don't like the service. Maybe they don't feel like it's worth paying because crime is high. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe because there's no enforcement. Right? Now, before the MTA start trying to add a tax to New York City, the people of New York City, why aren't they trying to recover some of these fares that's owed to them? We talking in excess of almost $1 billion that they saying that they missing out on fares, and they not trying to recover that. What they would rather do is punish the people who are paying their fares, punish the people who are law-abiding citizens who have jobs, and still letting the people who skip fares do what they want to do. And like, once again, why would you spend $1 million on a consultant for that? Or why would you spend money on consultants, period, when you could tap in to your workers, right? And instead of, let's just say that you spend $1 million on a consultant, but a worker could provide you the same thing. Why don't you give them a bonus or whatever if they win, if their ideas is good or whatever the case is? Give them a bonus of $50,000. But y'all rather throw the money away, give $1 million to a consultant versus investing into your own workforce. It makes absolutely no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. And this is what this company, once again, is known for. And then another issue you have organizations like the Riders Alliance. They are out of their mind. They have been the biggest supporters of congestion pricing, besides Local 100. We're going to get into them for us in a second, right? Riders Alliance is going super hard ever since the governor said we're going to postpone congestion pricing. And let's make no mistake about it, they are only postponing it until they get through this November election, and then it's going to be back on the table sometime in December or January, February, or first quarter next year. That's when it's going to be back on the table, right? Now, Riders Alliance, they have an agenda. Everybody have an agenda. But Riders Alliance agenda is not for the people. They are playing all types of sleight of hands. They are lying. They doing all types of stuff, right? Let's look at one of their posts. If you go on their Twitter, they going crazy right now trying to promote all this stuff. But look at this one. We are in Albany with Assembly and Senate leaders representing millions of public transit riders to tell Kathy Hochul loud and clear, congestion pricing now, fix the subway, speed the bus, clear our air, right? Let's examine their sleight of hand right here. right? So they say that we got we in Albany, we got Assembly and Senate leaders representing millions of public transit riders and workers. Riders Alliance, let's be clear. Just because they represent millions of their constituents, does that mean that their constituents agree with congestion pricing? Please stop with the sleight of hand. Because it's obvious that you guys are not in tune with real New Yorkers. There's no way you guys are in tune with real New Yorkers, right? What is y'all agenda? And you want to know what? I called you guys out a while ago because I was paying attention. Are y'all for the riders of New York City, or are you for the bosses of New York City? Right there, you have circled, you have former New York City Transit President Richard Davey. Next to him in a blue and black dress, you have Betsy Plum. Betsy Plum is the leader of Riders Alliance, right? And this picture was taken at a Riders Alliance gala. Now, I want to ask the question. Riders is never agreeing with fares rising, right? That's a management thing. You know, the person that you guys are in the picture with. The real New Yorkers, because I don't believe any of you guys are real New Yorkers, the real New Yorkers do not want congestion pricing. But guess who wants congestion pricing? The guy that you was in the picture with, Richard Davey, Jan Oliva, and Kathy Hochul, she wants it. She's just trying to make some maneuvers for her political career before she re-implement it again, right? But who are you guys really for? You guys are not no real New Yorkers. Real New Yorkers do not want congestion pricing, right? And you guys are writing blank checks. If you're going to be for congestion pricing and it's bringing in an extra 15 billion a year, which I truly think it will be more than that, why aren't y'all putting some legislative in there to say that the fares cannot be raised for the next 15 years or something like that? You guys don't even care about that because I'm not even gonna jump out the window like that, but there's a possibility that the peoples on the Riders Alliance are only casual riders of the system. They probably use the system rarely. I don't know. But even if they do use the system a lot, they are a whole bunch of BS artists. They are not for the people of New York City. They do not represent real New Yorkers. They're about gaslighting, sleight of hand, and technology. Oh, we here with Senate and Assembly members, and they represent millions of people. So if they here and they represent millions of people, then guess what? The millions of people must want it too. Cut it out. Cut it out, Riders Alliance. And I would love to have an online conversation with you guys regarding congestion pricing. And we could talk about how the MTA throw away money. We could talk about why you guys have MTA executives coming to your galas or galas, whatever you want to call it, right? You guys are not real New Yorkers. You guys do not represent New Yorkers. And I want to know, I should do some research on this. I'm gonna look into this because I'm gonna be on y'all behinds for a very long time. I wonder where those Senate and Assembly people were. Were they upstate? Were they New York City, Assembly people? I want to know. Because even if they were, they not real New Yorkers either, because I can guarantee you, real New Yorkers do not want congestion pricing. What we want is accountability. We want the MTA to use the resources that they have internally. We want them to be responsible with our tax dollars, in which they are not. And surprisingly, the Riders Alliance are not pushing for corporate accountability for some strange reason. They are pushing for taxes on us, which is pretty bizarre. But like I said, they are not the only ones who's pushing for this tax or who have pushed for this tax. We also have Local 100. I talked about this on the show yesterday. They were staunch supporters of congestion pricing, right? This is their flyer. They made this flyer. They was all about taxing the people of New York City. You want to know why? Because these guys don't critically think. They don't have no foresight. They don't know how to look ahead, look into the future. They figured, oh, more service, more workers, but they don't care about how it's going to hurt the people now, how it's going to hurt our families, how $3,600 it would have cost us a year to come to work and basically wipe away whatever little raises that the raises is not enough anyway. Now they was all about co-signing, knocking out whatever little raises that some people was getting. It was out of control. But I am not surprised. I'm not surprised for the simple fact this is the same administration who said that tier 6 was worth its weight in gold, right? This is the same administration. So none of this surprises me at all. None of this surprises me. They also don't have no foresight. They can't look ahead. They don't think about how it's going to work us, because you want to know why? The people who is pushing congestion pricing, or who makes the decisions for congestion pricing in our local, makes close to $300,000 a year. The president of Local 100, when you factor in reimbursements or disbursement, whatever you want to call it, makes like $280 a year. John Samuelson, who was pushing for this, makes almost $400,000 a year. You think they care about congestion pricing? And then guess what? The easy passes that they probably use, we pay for them. We pay for them. So even with the union cars, for those who don't know, every VP gets a union car and they get easy pass, they get gas cards. And guess who pays for that? Yes, you guessed right, us members, we pay for that. They get gas cards, easy passes, cars, we pay for that. I find it ironic, first of all, if we work for a transportation union, they should be using public transportation, right? Nobody should have cars. The same way how the transit authority try to discourage us from driving to work, you know, especially in departments like RTO and things like that, then guess what? We should not be footing the bill for union reps to have cars. We should not be footing the bill for them to have gas cards. We should not be footing the bill to pay for their easy passes. That's not how it should work, right? But that's how it's working. The members don't say anything. Maybe y'all didn't know, but now y'all know. They got easy passes. We don't. They got cars that we pay for, right? They can't even get us to negotiate the MTA to get us both Long Island Railroad or Metro North for the same company that we work for. But they got cars, they got gas cars, they get easy passes, whatever the case may be, right? Cool, fine, no problem. See, this is why I do this show, because I don't think that you guys really be knowing what's going on. Y'all just pay y'all dues, and I don't know what you think that it pays for, but it pays for everything union. It pays for the union hall. We own that union hall, right? It pays for their cars. We own those cars, right? The trips that they take, everything is off our dimes, right? Off our backs. And what do we get in return? Oh, we get a family day. We get I don't know, what else do we get? We get training and upgrading. We get all these little things, but they get all the perks, man. This is bizarre. Very bizarre. And guess who get all the perks? The people that they are dating, right? Just to remind you guys, you could call in live 563-999-3714. You could also donate to the channel. It's up above me, $ Progressive Action 100. 100. Right? So the other people get perks too. If you're dating the president, now a lot of people were saying, Tramel, you were saying allegedly that's his girlfriend. I'm like, all right, that's cool, but I still say allegedly. They probably broke up by now. Who knows? We don't know, right? But ironically, what we would say, ironically, if they were dating, it's real funny how Miss Isabel Camacho could go from $84,000, the most money she ever made in her life, to once being released to Richie making $108,000. Making $108,000. That is one hell of a perk. That is one hell of a perk, baby. Y'all can't tell me that I ain't lying. That is one hell of a perk. Now, like I said, I don't care how much money the union reps will be making if they out here kicking management's behind. But let's be real. We do not see that. We see our union reps on their knees with management, specifically speaking during contract time. The one time that they decided to stand up, Richard Davey said, I'm going to assure you that they would never do that again. I'm going to assure you that they would never do that again. Let's get to the first caller for today. Caller 6966. Talk to me like you talking to me on the phone. How you doing today?
Caller 6966. Talk to me like you talking to me on the phone.
Are you there? Are you there?
I'm fine. How?
Yeah, talk to me like
Yes,
you
I'm here.
talk to me like you talking on the phone. Who's calling?
I'm gonna stay anonymous. How are you?
I know this voice talking about you gonna stay anonymous. It's the firecracker. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'd just like to say, in retrospect,
Hold on.
what I just
Oh,
heard-
wait, hold up. Tell the people who you are.
I'm Michelle. How are you?
How you doing, Michelle? If y'all don't know Michelle, Michelle was the one who was having the issue with her husband, the Gun Hill, and a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Thanks for calling, Michelle. How you doing today?
You're welcome. But I would just like to say, in retrospect, when you said that we're paying for everything that the union is actually doing, you're absolutely right, because I've served on many platforms. Family Day, as you said, Family Day for Gun Hill Depot, and they had us out asking for donations to incorporate food, drink, plate, cups, everything from people at the depot. Okay. And yeah, we hustled, we got it done. And with all that being said, management had a corporate card and they handed it to the union and told them, go out and buy everything. Get what you need. They had us going to City Island. Oh, we was getting donations from JP's for food, for going to Stop and Shop, for bread, all kinds of things. And we didn't have to do that. They had a corporate card. They handed it straight to the union rep, and they had access to buy everything that was needed. But we work like a dog for our members, as us as workers, bus operators, okay? Taking out of our time, taking a day off to stand in the hot sun, to be on a grill, pass out drinks, make sure the kids was entertained, arts and crafts, everything. And we did this. We didn't get paid for that. We did that out of our own time. And they had it all along. Like you said, our union dues pays for that.
For sure. They could do a lot, but they choose not to. Not for the members. They throw us crumbs here and there, but for the most part, they living high off the hog, not us.
Exactly. And they didn't give nothing back to us as bus operators. I mean, yeah, okay, so if we did a RDO, oh, that was our give back. Oh yeah, we got you. You know, they didn't give us nothing back. But we did it year in, year out until it eventually, from Gun Hill Depot, it ended. But I believe, 2 years ago, they brought it back. You know, they brought it back.
Let me ask you a question.
And yes.
Since the last time you was on the show, did you get any pushback?
Pushback as far as the live we did.
Yeah, from the live we did. Did you get any pushback?
Yeah, I did. I got pushback.
Really?
I did.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. There was things said, people are a little upset. Some people were actually cheering me on, like, yo, you did that. You spoke up. You said what people needed to hear. And yeah, I got pushback. But it's okay. Everybody is not going to see and appreciate or even correspond with what I did. But I did it for me. I did it for the people who can't say what needs to be said. Not all people, and I'm not saying in just specifically Gun Hill, but any other garage. Yeah, there's things that might need to be said that they can't say. I couldn't address everything, and I would love to address some more stuff at a future date and time. But yeah, I got pushback.
Mm. But you're good. You're good though. At the end of the day.
Oh yes, everything's fine. It's wonderful. I'm quite sure a lot of people still got more they would like to ask me. I got responses. I got phone calls. I got people that, was in hindsight like, yo, I got your back. And it was all good. Thank you. And I appreciate everybody out there because it wasn't easy for me to do. And I did it not to hurt anyone, but just to let people know everything that glitter ain't gold. Okay. Just because you work a job, they always out there to shit on you some kind of way. Excuse how I said that, but they are. No matter if you in management, you a bus driver, a co-worker, even, customers, they always out there to make sure they making your job harder than what it should be. And because like now that I am retired, I can sit back and actually, rewind and take in all the occurrences that happened on that job. And certain things do need to be addressed. And I would like to get on the topic of what you said yesterday about Camacho and this release.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Let's go.
I've seen it firsthand with Mr. President, that's what I'll call him, and Camacho. I've witnessed it. I've seen them together. And yes, they are an item. I've known her prior, not personally known her, but she worked in Gun Hill Depot. I know her. I've spoken to her, and she seems like a genuine person, but that was years ago. We're talking about here, 2024. I've seen her in 2022, 2023, I believe. And yes, they're an item. That's undeniable. Okay. That release, let me tell you, I know for a fact when they had, I can't think of what you call it. Oh, when they was downtown last year, you do it every year. Can't think of the name that you call it. A rally. Y'all had a rally.
Okay.
And Richard Davis came into the rally. I wasn't present, but I was privy to a conversation. And I spoke to that gentleman. And he felt threatened at that rally. So he took an operator from Gun Hill Depot, a big gentleman, released him from whatever he was doing and told him he was his security, just like that. And he was to be with him every day until the rally or whatever other occurrences was going to be going on for that week. Just like that. And he released him. And all of a sudden, it's all fun and games. They think like, oh, yeah, I'm the man. Oh, yeah, I'm his security and this, that. But like you said, he could do whatever he wants. And I spoke to the gentleman, me and him face to face, when he got that release. And it was like, oh, no, I'm on his detail now. I'm going down to the rally. I'm going to be by his side and I'm going to do whatever. And the vice chairman of Gun Hill Depot was right there too. And they was all like, yeah, you do that because that's our man, Mr. Davis. Yeah. And anything else he needs, you just let us know and we'll get you released anytime he says so.
So let me I want to speak about, because you brought up the Camacho thing, right? So
Yeah.
do you think that there's a problem when the union president could release women who he's dating or he's seeing and give them $20,000 raises when they really don't have no experience in anything regarding the union?
Yes, that is a big problem. Of course it is. Do you know how many other qualified persons that have degrees that work in transit, that have businesses, okay, that do a number of other things besides drive a bus, whereas they might not need extra money, but they might not want to be on the bus. So if they could put in an application and say, well, listen, I have the requirements. Maybe I could do this for anybody within the union, no matter what tier they or what level they are. And it could happen. I can tell you from personal experience, I put in for the money truck more than 2 times. And of course, I had the time, I had the experience and everything.
But you wasn't having
They
sex.
never called.
You wasn't having sex with the right person.
Well, you know, I guess not.
You wasn't having.
But
you wasn't doing it
you
right.
know, well, nope, that's a negative. But it's a shame how they look you over for things that you're truly qualified for. And as far as that leap in that salary is amazing to me, because a regular bus operator, okay, and I can say me, I'll just use me. I picked a 64-hour run, did a X at night, okay, an extra piece of work, did the beach, did anything I possibly could, worked RDO to get me over $100,000. And here, you don't have to do nothing. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely insane.
Let me ask you this though, but
let
me ask you this: how you know they really a couple though?
I've seen it with my own 2 eyes.
Like, what did you see that you said that they a couple?
Okay, since you want me to just bring this up, okay. I went to a Christmas party at Drive to Loop, and that wasn't Gun Hill's party. It was incorporated between West Farms and Kingsbridge, and a couple of other depots were there. They were present. So Mr. Davis was present there. Me and him spoke. He was present. Okay. They were together all night long. Okay. I was leaving, and so was Mr. Davis. He was leaving. So I asked him if it was okay if he gave me a ride home, because I didn't live far from the event. So he said it wasn't a problem. But as I was proceeding to leave out of the function, he looked a little bit upset. So I said to him, is there a problem with her? Because, I'll address this real quick. So, he said what he said, and I didn't feel comfortable with what he said. So I went to her. I said, listen, I don't want you to think anything is going on between me and him. I have a husband, which I'm quite sure you know, and Mr. Davis is going to give me a ride home. Okay, so if that's your man, don't be upset. And she looked at me and she was like, ha, 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 no, it's okay. And that's all she said. Not saying, you know, if that was her man, but I could tell the way she looked at me, like, where you going with her?
Well, she didn't.
So
She didn't deny it. She didn't deny it. She didn't say that's
No.
not my man. She didn't say that.
No, she did not.
Yeah. So,
No, she did
but
not.
how you go sit? How you?
And
How you? Well, how you go ride in his car without? And you know that he's involved. Why you ain't ask her like, can Richie Davis drop me off home?
Why would I have to ask her that? I don't have to ask nobody anything. First and foremost, he has a driver. So it wasn't a problem for him to drop me off. And I don't need to ask anybody anything.
Did you ride in the front? Did you ride in the back? You rode in the front of the back.
No, he has a driver.
Okay.
And he's in the front.
Okay.
I'm in the back.
Okay.
I'm a passenger.
Got it.
Okay. And that was another thing, a topic of conversation. I was like, you know, what's going on? You know people, but you got drivers and all of these things for all of these functions. And I was asking him, how do you get to become a driver for a union rep? I would have liked to have known, because I was at the end of my career. So I was like, well, put me on. How can I apply for that? Because I remember years ago, they had a car that did the mail. How did they get into all of these things where they was just released from the bus and they would stop at every depot, pick up the mail, take it down to Broadway, take it to this garage, that garage. How did they get it? Because I was curious. But it was hush. Nothing was ever said about it.
That's interesting.
So that's why
That's interesting.
there need to be job descriptions, applications, requirements, and things of that nature for people to be able to do something. You have people that work in transit, all aspects of transit, that have health issues, certain things going on in their life. Maybe they can't drive a bus or can't be a train operator. Why they can't get something like that? You know, doing something other than what their job description was.
I agree.
If she could stand out in front of the courthouse, just be present, I could do that too. And a man could do that too. If you showing solidarity for TWU Local 100 and the members, why can't somebody do that too?
I agree.
Ain't nothing wrong with her. And I don't know how much time she got, but I know she ain't got more than 20 years on the job to be being released to be a union anything. I mean, not saying that you have to have more than 20 years, but come on. You ain't drive a bus long enough to know the ins and outs of a bus.
I agree. And you know, that's a big issue. That's a big issue. And that's why I think that we should start pushing, the active members should start pushing for a bylaw change on how people get released. You know, these guys can't continue to release their girlfriends, their sex partners, their sex buddies, the women they casually hitting off, or whatever the case is, and nepotism and things of that nature. Because like I said, I got a text message that allegedly said that Richie Davis is taking care of more than her, and it's some type of family affair, whatever that meant. But there needs to be some type of checks and balances in this union, because it's out of control right now. It's totally out of control. But I'm gonna let you have the last word before I get to the next caller.
Okay. You made me lose my train of thought, but there was something that I did want to bring up as far as this conversation was, but I lost it. But I would like to say this. I would love to have a part 2. And if you could make it happen, I would love to respond to all the allegations or anybody who has anything to say about the last live that we did, because it was astronomical. I got calls from, I'm talking about people long and far. And I've seen drivers yesterday, and they were so happy. And they was like, oh my God, I would love to see you again. Please do another one. So if you can make that happen for me, you let me know. Get in touch with me, and we'll have a part 2
Next
for
week.
sure.
Next week, let's make that happen. I'll give you.
Okay.
I'll shoot you a text. I'll shoot you a text, and we'll put it together. We gonna do it next week.
All right. Thank you so much, and you have a good evening.
You too. She wants to come back, people. She wants to come back. Who am I to deny? She said she wanted part 2. She want to answer some of the stuff that was said about her. They were saying some crazy stuff. I was hearing some stuff that should I say it now or should I wait to the show? But they was trying to say that she was messing with people and other deep poles, and she gonna answer all that when she come back on the show. Let's get to the next caller. Caller 6483. You now live on Progressive
Hello,
Action TV. Who's calling?
how you doing? Good, good. The usual. Anonymous caller.
This is another voice I know. This is Celso. What's going on?
Yes, exactly. I just want to say that I wish you many blessings and many success. I know and now I understand what you've been through. And, they say if you don't understand what a person has been through unless you walk in that person's shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you've been through hell and back. All right. And I give you respect and I give people respect. And I want you to have many blessings and a lot of blessings. And also, I was watching Governor Hochul's speech that she gave for congestion pricing, and she's saying that she's worried about New Yorkers and everyday New Yorkers and the recovery of the city. And I'm like, since when does she worry about the workers and the everyday people? Now all of a sudden she's saying that she's doing it for the people and that she's the people's representative. It's crazy. And another thing that they did was the Omni. They said they're gonna not use Omni anymore after they spent close to $1 billion on Omni. You get it? It's a mess.
That's crazy. I didn't hear that. I actually got to look into that.
Yeah, they spent almost $1 billion on Omni, and they said that they're moving away from Omni now. Wow. I guess there was too many glitches and too many problems with it. As you know, if you operate a bus, you see that a lot of times people's transfers don't work, and sometimes people are double charged. There's all types of glitches and I didn't believe them, and then I didn't believe customers. And then when you're transferring between one system to the other, people complain about being charged more than once, and it's just like a big glitch, that the fact that people will even ask for transfers. They will ask for paper transfers when on the bus because the Omni system didn't work. And I didn't believe them. I thought they were just making it up. They're just trying to get a free ride. And then I have family members, the same thing happened to them, where they had problems and they had glitches in the system. So that's what I'm saying. And then as far as you were right 100% as far as the discipline system and everything, they'll go through great lengths to try to get us and try to eliminate us, period. That's what I'm going to say about that. They spend whatever amount of money they have to spend. They go through great lengths to try to find anything that we do that is not according to regulation, for everyone else to get away with it, right? Union reps, union presidents, everyone up and down the line can do as they please. The everyday worker, they got us by the throat. And that's why many times you probably don't get more callers, because everyone's scared to speak up and say what they feel. Just like that, they're scared. And they know what happens when you speak up. Everyone knows the story of people that have spoken up and what ends up happening to them. It's a sad reality. And I just want everyone to know that that's a sad reality, what we're facing. And at a certain point, we're all going to have to stand up and push back. At some point, we can't allow this to keep happening because it's just going to keep happening. The cycle is never going to end. That's what I'm saying. The cycle is never going to end. And they'll fight us for $1. And they'll fight us for $1. They won't want to pay people's workers' compensation. They would cut you off from pay as fast as possible. However, like you were saying, the overruns and everything, they don't care about spending money on their friends. And I think one day the truth will come out and everything will come out eventually, hopefully, if it doesn't get buried like it always does. All right? I hope the truth comes out and everyone can see the truth and not be scared of the truth. Right? They said the truth shall set you free. Right?
Thank you.
And I hope that's what the case is here. Right? And to all the politicians, they gotta grow some how can I say? They gotta be more bold and more brave to stand up for all New Yorkers and all people, or even the workers. Not just say they do, but actually do it. And that's all I have to tell you. Thank you.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Have a good day. Okay, tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you. That was Celso Garcia. But look, check this out, man. This platform is here for a reason. This platform is here to give us a voice. Nobody should be afraid for voicing their opinion. This is considered union activity, protected activity. You could call in and say how you feel, whether it's against the MTA, whether it's against the union. We understand that they are very retaliatory, both entities, right? But when you choose silence, you choose the side of your abuser. When you choose silence, you choose the side of your oppressor. Those two entities or people or whatever you want to call them, they thrive off of your silence. As long as you're silent, you empower them, right? We see this all the time. If we paying attention to the Diddy and Cassie situation, she remained silent and she emboldened Puff, right? And I don't believe that he started that with Cassie. Misa put out a statement and it seemed she insinuated that she went through a similar situation or situations. And when you continuously choose silence, you empower your oppressors or your abusers or whatever the case may be. In order to fight back, you must start lifting up your voice. You must start saying something. Stop being silent. That's one of the reasons as to why I upgraded the platform the way I really needed to upgrade the platform for you guys to call in, to put receipts on the screen so you guys could see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not like all these other union reps. I'm not like the Donald Yates who he never puts up no receipts. He misquotes the bylaws. He doesn't know the contract. Straight BS artists, right? I'm not like those dudes, right? I come here, I present facts, I teach, I learn myself. I love hearing from my coworkers. I love helping out. When you guys have issues, you get in contact with me. You know, I love doing all those things. And there's more of me out there like you guys. You guys just need to start speaking up. I had a few people hit me up recently like, yo, how can I get down with progressive action? What are you good at? All right, this is what I'm good at. This is what I want to do. Fine. That's what you're going to be in charge of. That's what you're going to do. The movement is definitely growing. I'm adding more things. Let me take one more caller before I get out of here. I gotta watch the NBA finals. Caller 2194. You're now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Good evening. Good evening. You recognize my voice too?
Oh, this is, matter of fact, I shouldn't even take your call. You should be doing your own live.
Why not?
You should be doing your own live. Should be doing your own live.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. What's going on?
We gonna talk to me and not chilling. I'm on my way home.
Okay.
We're talking about how the entity is squandering money. why don't they promote from within? There's definitely some type of psychological reason why they don't promote from within. When was the last time you knew of a train operator or a bus operator really making it into corporate?
Never. I mean,
The guy that just retired not too long ago. With wasn't he a bus operator?
Daryl Irick. Yeah, he was a bus operator. Yep. Daryl Irick. Yep.
Yeah. So my thing is, you have you being the MTA, they have all of the resources. Promote from within. There are people here, they're looking for degrees. There's plenty of people here with degrees. There's plenty of people here with lifetime experience. Why wouldn't they promote from within? They want to keep us disconnected. They want to keep us down. So it's like, maybe I shouldn't get a lot. Because it's really cover. Because there's no reason why we're getting equipment that don't fit the workers. There's no reason why we have schedules that don't work. All we have to do is talk to the employees, but they rather hire consultants that never step foot or have been behind the console or has been behind the wheel. But they rather pick people who they showed them something. I mean, in fact, those are people that reflect the leadership of the MTA. They don't really work. They never worked for this company. So, like, what do you think it is? What do you think is the real reason why they don't promote from within?
Oh, that's simple. And I know people don't like for me to talk about this, but it's a racial thing. Because I'm gonna tell you this: Long Island Railroad, they promote from within, right? Metro North, they promote from within. Why New York City Transit don't promote from within? You got to look at the demographics. I mean, and it's not even exclusive to the MTA. And many corporations throughout America, there's glass ceilings for Black people. Sometimes there's glass ceilings for women, but definitely for Blacks and women, there are glass ceilings. There's only, but you're so high that you're going to go. And then the Black people that do make it through, their ideologies is not of ours, right? It's not representational of us. Only their skin color represent us, but they go up in there and wanting to be aligned with the ruling class. And it reminds me of, why do some Black people want to be the only Black person on a white block? Right? They want to feel like they made it. That's their comfort zone. That they want to feel like, yeah, I'm one of y'all. I'm a Black person on the white block, right? And it's the same thing in corporate America. Right now, you have Black people in high places in the MTA without a doubt, but it boggles my mind as to why the MTA, when it comes to New York City Transit, when you have half of the workforce being Black people, but when you look at the chairmans of the MTA, there never was a Black chairman. When you look at the New York City Transit presidents, I don't think that there ever was a Black, or maybe there was one Black transit president. And I don't know if they even came through the ranks. Because Daryl Irick, he was interim. Demetrius Critchlow right now, he's interim. And you know, that's the closest that we would get besides Irick as someone who came up through the ranks, right? As far as being Black. But it's race. Without a doubt, it's race.
And that's funny. And it's funny when you mention that, because the people I always hear complain about speaking up race, they don't complain the MTA speaks about race. MTA know exactly what it is. But when they say it, they didn't acknowledge it. That's not they being our co-workers. But because most of the pushback I receive when people tell me about you and they say, oh, yeah, I like his message. He's talking about race too much. Most of that comes from other Black people. It's the strangest thing. Like, when there are some white people that say, yeah, I'm not really fine speaking about race, but that doesn't stop them from listening to you. That does not stop them from supporting you. That actually says Black people that would stop supporting you because you're speaking about race, and that makes them uncomfortable.
Well,
so race is definitely a factor because there's no reason. There's no reason for them not to promote within. There's no reason for them not to actually sit down with their employees and ask, why isn't this working? How do we make this work? How do we actually make this work? It doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't work. It doesn't function. We do these little tricks and do these little extra runs, and we the ones that are building shelves and putting up this and putting up that, and connecting their wiring and stuff like that. But they never look at us like that.
No, we only servants. And as far as the black folks that you say that, you know, why do I talk about race? Well, listen, I'm not here to argue with you. There's a reason why Harriet Tubman left some people where they was at and didn't want to be free. So I'm cool with that. You can't save everybody. I could tell you what, I haven't been wrong this whole entire time. So, you know, people can say whatever they want to say.
There's actual data to back up what you're saying. Like, I always think you and other members of the action, you always provide receipts. Like, I wish people really knew the amount of time that you put into the research, into the attaining the knowledge that you have of what's going on. It's not like you're pulling out your ass, like, you know, like, it's not like you're pulling out your behind, like a lot of these another thing too when you're speaking. You look at the and I'm all for, you know, you now you're waiting and now you want to do for the people. But where were you prior to that? Where were you prior to you being released? I feel like a lot of people gravitate to these union positions solely for the release. They can barely fight for themselves when they go down the street program. And I'm thinking of people
Release time.
When they're facing this.
Release time.
How am I supposed to expect you to defend me?
Release time is one hell of a drug, man. You know, we see it.
It's racist for mine too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We see it. But you know, listen, I see the movement getting stronger when I'm out in the field. You know, a lot of people be happy to see me, and you know, they reinforce everything, all the work that I've been doing and we've been doing. So I'm not really paying attention to the naysayers. Like they said, people criticize Jesus. They nailed him to the cross, right? So who am I? Who am I? I just got to keep my head down. Continue.
They criticize MLK. They criticize Malcolm X.
Everybody.
Absolutely. You're not above criticism.
Exactly. So you know, it is what it is. I'm just happy that I was strong in my resolve all these years, because the type of hate that I got would have derailed anyone trained, right? A lot of people trained that would have derailed. I stayed on course. I kept my head down. I did what I felt was best for my heart, and we still here. We still providing information to the members. We still a force, and it's only going to get stronger. It's only get better. Just let the people know when they could get your next live, Nuke.
You know what? Coming soon. That's all I can say. Coming soon. I'm not gonna give an exact date, but I'm gonna do one.
Yeah, because you owe us about 50 lives. Nobody counting, by the way. Don't worry about it.
I need to start doing it. I'm gonna start doing daily ones like Drummond said people get tired of me. You know?
I don't think they gonna get tired of you though. I don't think they gonna get tired of you.
Well, I didn't get tired of Drummond, so maybe not. So yeah, coming soon. There's a lot to talk about. It really is.
Yeah, it's time. We got to get on our horse, because you know election is right around the corner, and we got to put our pedal to the metal. All right. All right. Thanks for calling in. Good hearing from you. All right.
Absolutely.
I haven't spoke to Nuke in a little minute, to be honest. I'm surprised she called in. I shouldn't have took a call. I should have said, make a live and speak to the people yourself. You can't speak to the people on my live. You got to speak to the people on your own damn live. Don't nobody from Progressive Action call me again if you got the capabilities of making your own damn live. Don't come on my live talking stuff on my live. Make your own damn live. I want to give a shout out to Johnny Robinson for the Cash App. Thank you for the Cash App. I want to shout out Kelly Miller. I think that may be my cousin. I'm not sure. Or I don't know. Shout out to Kelly Miller for the Cash App. And shout out to Walter D for the super chat on YouTube. Now, my friend Kyrie Irving is playing right now in the finals. I got to go watch the game. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe no matter what platform that you're watching on. Like, share, and subscribe. And to keep this platform up and running, send in a Cash App. Send in a little $20 Cash App. You can send that in the Progressive Action 100. If you need my Zelle, hit me up personally. I'll send you my Zelle information. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.